A man tries to kill himself in prison. He soaks his rice in the soup. Then he calmly walks toward the bald man. This man is Sang Biao, the prison's gang boss. Go on then. Sang Biao smiles. No one had ever dared treat him like that before. But then, Sang Biao becomes utterly enraged. He prepares to end the young man's life. The man is actually hoping he'll just hurry up and kill him. But when Sang Biao hesitates and stalls, the man swings a punch. He didn't expect the punch to hit so hard. Sang Biao is knocked out cold. The whole cell goes silent. Everyone's stunned. The man didn't realize his own punch packed that much power. Guards quickly haul him away. He sees an inmate with a red tag on his chest, the mark of a death row prisoner. And this death row inmate is extremely dangerous. He's a twisted serial killer. The man finds another way to try to die. He seeks out the killer, intending to deliberately provoke him. The man hurls outrageous insults at the killer's mother and gives him a few shoves. The killer pulls out a knife. The man sees his chance. He grabs the killer's hand, trying to drag the blade across his own throat. But the killer doesn't seem able to bring himself to do it. The killer is left bewildered. It's the first time he's seen someone ask for this. Normally people beg him not to kill them, but this man is actually begging to be killed. The killer is completely thrown off. He drops to his knees and bursts into tears. The man looks on. What is even happening? Aren't you supposed to be the most dangerous man in this prison? Word of the man's deeds spreads quickly through the prison. His story circulates and grows. Many begin to treat him as a brother, a leader. When he goes for food, the staff dare not offend him. They load his bowl with extra dishes, afraid he'll make trouble if they don't. While they're eating, someone mentions an escape last night. The warden immediately orders the escapee to be shot dead. The man looks for a new way to die. He bolts for the outside. The warden sees the escape on the monitors and orders the man shot. He runs into the yard, waving a wooden stick like a madman, trying to get the guards to shoot him. He's surrounded. Guards line up their rifles on him, just as they're about to fire. The warden recognizes the man's face on the screen. He quickly yells, "Don't shoot." The man's attempt to die fails again. They drag him back into custody. The man's name is Chong Hao. 2 weeks earlier, he was a third-rate lawyer. He couldn't land cases and was so broke he'd borrowed heavily at usurious rates. One day the mayor comes to him, asking him to take on a major case. A big incident has happened in Korea. 3 well-known figures are suspected in a murder. The 3 were in a car accident together, and the police found a body in the trunk. Because the killer is unknown, all 3 were put behind bars. The mayor wanted Chong Hao to retrieve the car's recorder, a way for Chong Hao to help the mayor and in turn become Korea's most famous lawyer. Chong Hao doesn't hesitate. He takes the case. Even the warden seems to play servant for them. In the prison, they can pretty much do as they please, except leave. Chong Hao tells them he's the lawyer handling their case. They look at his resume and laugh. They mock him and throw him out. Before he goes, Chong Hao plants a bug. He learns the recorder is with a woman. He finds her and takes the recorder. On the way back, he suddenly feels dizzy and crashes his car. When he wakes in the hospital, police are waiting. They take Chong Hao away because in his office the police found huge amounts of cash and, most damningly, tons of drugs. This is Jiuchuan Prison in Korea. Chong Hao is forcefully hanged, on the verge of death. At the same time, a few chaebol are meeting. Suddenly, they see on the news that the police have arrested Korea's scam king, Big Rat. And Big Rat is the man who's about to die, Chong Hao. One of the men hurriedly calls the warden. Don't kill Chong Hao. The caller is Chin Shou. The 3 chaebol locked up in the prison are his men. Previously, the mayor had Chong Hao investigate those 3. When Chin Shou found out, he arranged to have Chong Hao thrown into Jiuchuan Prison, planning to have the inmates finish him off, and several tons of drugs. The police conclude that Chong Hao is the mysterious scam king, Big Rat. No one had ever known who Big Rat was, only that he'd recently scammed a number of Korea's top chaebol, to the tune of several trillion won. Chong Hao has been hanging for several minutes. They rush doctors over. He has stopped struggling. Doctors begin emergency resuscitation. Fortunately, he hasn't been dead long. They pull him back from the brink. Chong Hao's wife, Xiao Mei, comes to the prison to visit. She wants to see him, but the prison says Chong Hao isn't to see anyone. Xiao Mei knows he was framed. She's been with him through dating and marriage for over 10 years. They were so poor his underwear had holes. He couldn't even afford new ones. How could he possibly be Big Rat? Chong Hao is brought into a cell. A cellmate comes over, kneels before him, and says he's a devoted fan. Even has a rat tattoo on his body. At this moment, a brute arrives at the prison. He tells 3 of his henchmen not to kill Chong Hao. But those 3 don't believe Chong Hao is Big Rat, and Chong Hao possesses evidence of their misdeeds. If he doesn't die, their luck's up. But intimidated by the brute, they dare not act yet. Meanwhile, everyone in the prison is talking about Chong Hao's identity. The rumors get wilder and wilder. But gang boss Sang Biao doesn't believe Chong Hao is Big Rat. He walks over with his men, throws the man's food to the ground, and beats him mercilessly. Afterward, the guards take Chong Hao to the warden. The warden has prepared a spread of delicious food, apparently to test Chong Hao's identity. The warden slaps him across the face, then drags him into solitary. Chong Hao feels deeply wronged. He can't understand how he was labeled Big Rat. That day, he meets a friend, asking for help preparing a divorce agreement. He plans to divorce Xiaomei because he's buried in high-interest debts and now carries the Big Rat label. If they don't divorce, Xiaomei will face enormous trouble, even danger. Chong Hao intends to do this to protect Xiaomei and to try to clear things up. But after several suicide attempts, he not only failed to die, he's become one of the prison's power figures. That day in the yard, a man pulls a knife and walks toward Chong Hao. The warden sees it on the monitors and immediately triggers the alarm. The attacker rushes forward. Luckily, Chong Hao reacts in time. The stab doesn't hit him. From afar, Sang Biao and the three Chable watch the spectacle. Clearly, the knife man was the one they hired. At the most dangerous moment, the guards arrive, and they take the attacker away. Chong Hao looks at Sang Biao and the others. He realizes those guys probably aren't the ones who framed him. Afterwards, the warden calls him over. "I've saved you a few times already," he says. "If you really are Big Rat, I want 5% of those trillions. If it turns out you're not Big Rat, they won't only kill you. Your wife and your father-in-law will disappear without a sound." Chong Hao looks at the warden. He knows he has only one choice. Since someone has framed him, he must become Big Rat himself. Only then can he protect his family. He tells the warden, "You should protect your family too."